Hello and welcome to this video guitar lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to play the awesome riff and awesome song that is American Woman. Now, Lenny Kravitz covered it, but it was originally by a band called the Guess Who, right? So I'm going to show you this riff and I'm going to show you the lead part from the original track, and it's going to sound something like this. Okay, it's pretty groovy, right? Now the lead part that's on the original track from the Guess Who goes like this. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to show you in the key of E, which was the original Guess Who track, although Lenny Kravitz plays it in the key of C, but it's actually easy to change, to move from different keys. So don't worry. The good news is this song is pretty straightforward, actually. So we're going to start using an E power chord. Now, what that is, that's the 5th string held down on fret 7, which is an E note, by the way. Now, what we want to get is the 4th string at fret 9 and the 3rd string at fret 9. Now, you can use your two fingers, your 3rd finger and your little finger, to do that if you want to, or you can do what I prefer to do, which is to use your little finger and hold down flat across the 4th and the 3rd string, both at fret 9, okay? That's up to you. It really makes no difference either way. It's just whatever feels most comfortable for your fingers, really, because everyone's hands are slightly different and whatnot. Okay, so just to be clear, your 1st finger's on the 5th string at fret 7, and then we're holding down the 4th and 3rd string at fret 9. Now, I'm going to give you one more tip, which is we don't really want to hear the 6th string, and so I'm using my thumb to touch the 6th string. Now, I'm not holding the string down, I'm just literally touching it enough to mute it. So with the thumb touching it, you can pluck the 6th string, and there's really not a note, it's muted, okay? That's the whole point. So we're going to use the plectrum, and the strings that we're really aiming for are the 5th, 4th and 3rd string, because that's the ones we're holding down, that's the chord we're using. So you can try it just like that. Down, up, down, down, down. Just give it a go. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm using distortion on my guitar, and that's using my Marshall amp, and it's a valve amp, and it's what they call the gain channel, or the B channel, or the boost channel, or the distortion channel, or the overdrive channel, or the crunch channel. You know, call it whatever you want. Basically, I call it overdrive, really, okay? But you can call it what you want. There's different names for it. Okay, so the thing to realise is we're going to be strumming, but really we only want to be hearing the 5th, 4th and 3rd string, which is the ones we're holding down. And then actually, what is actually going on is my little finger, although it's holding down the 4th and the 3rd string at fret 9, it's actually not holding down the 2nd string or the 1st string, but it's kind of touching them, but it's not really holding them down. And that means that they're muted as well. So what this means is I can strum actually all the strings, and because I'm muting the 6th, 2nd and 1st string, and I'm holding down the ones that I want, the 5th, 4th and 3rd string, then we only end up hearing the strings that are properly being held down. But don't worry about that, okay? Don't worry about it. If that is all too complicated, relax. Don't worry, just hold down the chord. Okay? Down, up, down, down, down. Okay, now on the end, you'll notice when we're doing the downstrokes on the end, you'll see what I'm doing. I'm strumming, and then I'm using the palm of my hand to kill the notes dead. So we get like that. Because if I didn't do that, guess what it would sound like? Now here I'll do it. I'll demonstrate it with the muting. Do you see what I'm doing? So what I encourage you to do is practice that. Go like this. and practice that little motion. And you can do really short, sharp notes, or you can do longer ones. So try some real short ones. So no sooner have you strummed, you've killed the note with the palm of your hand. Okay, so experiment. Short ones, and then longer ones, and then none at all. It's only by practicing these things that you really get it, okay? So take your time with that. Pause this video if need be, and just practice that, okay? There's no shame in practicing. There's no shame in being patient. There's no shame in taking, you know, a whole hour just to practice that technique, okay? It's only through practice that we master these things. Okay, so there we go. That's what it should sound like when you speed it up. Now, have a go at this. So what I've done, I've held down the 6th string at fret 5. I'm plucking it with my plectrum, but then I'm hammering my 3rd finger onto fret 7. So fret 5, pluck, and I'm hammering on, like that, okay? And then once you've done the hammer, play the 5th string at fret 5. Okay, so if we join it, there we go. Some of you will have to practice the hammer a little bit, and that's fine. But others of you have been playing a while, and you know what you're doing, so that's fine. All right, so let's join it all together. So the first riff that we learned, and then the hammer, and then we're going to do the first riff again. And what happens is the 2 strums are quicker on the end. So the first time it's da 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 da, hammer, da 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 da. It's quicker on the end. It's the same 2 notes on the end. It's just quicker. Okay, so like that. And again. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, you shouldn't have to rely too much on the tab, and you shouldn't have to think too hard about exactly when to strum up and down. What I want you to do, if you can, is to trust your ears, trust your own musical intuition, and play it how it sounds right without relying on the tab too much, okay? So if you want, just put this video on pause, use your plectrum, strum up and down, and trust your ears. And go round and round and round and play it over and over again until it just starts to feel familiar, okay? And don't be worried about going slow. Practice it real slow at first, and that's okay. And then gently, gradually speed it up bit by bit until you've got it full speed. Okay, there we go. Now, what you saw me do then, I did a very slight variation of it, and what I did, if you noticed, I used my first finger the same as we've been using it, but I was holding it flat across all the strings. Well, actually, the 5th string, strings 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I was holding it flat like a bar, and I was doing the other 2 notes, just like we've learned already, but look what I did. I actually removed my little finger that was holding the 4th and 3rd string down, and all that was left was this bar. My first finger holding down strings 5, 4, 3. Well, that's all we really need. So take a look at the tab and watch what I'm doing. Okay, and then the hammer, and then. Do you see? Okay. Trust your musical intuition. Watch what I'm doing. It's not complicated. It's very straightforward. One more time in slow motion. There you go. And now I'm going to show you another riff. So that's the 2nd string held down at fret 8. What I want you to do is give it a pluck and a hammer onto fret 10 on the second string, but what we're going to do, we're going to pull off as well. So it's one pluck on fret 8, and then hammer onto fret 10 and pull off. So I'm only plucking once. There you go. Practice that, and then put your middle finger onto the third string at fret 9. So at full speed, it'll be like that. But practice it slowly. Hammer down, and then when you pull off, your finger needs to pluck sort of sideways, and the first finger should stay on fret 8 the whole time. Like that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to integrate that into the riff. So we're going to start with the strumming, and then this one, and then, do you see? Okay, now let me demonstrate at full speed so you can get the feel for how it should sound at the full groovy speed. Oh my God, I can't believe I just used that word. Okay, now that we've had a bit of fun with that first part of the song, let's have a go at the lead riff, which is from the original recording from the Guess Who. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to play the third string at fret 9. Now, by the way, what I've done, I've got the distortion on, obviously. I put my guitar onto the neck pickup, which is the thicker sounding pickup, and I turned the tone knob all the way down to make it sound more muffled, I guess, okay? So neck pickup, tone knob off, and that'll give you that sound if you've got the distortion on. Okay, so third string at fret 9, up onto the third string at fret 11. And what I want you to do is pluck the third string 11 again, but we're going to slide up to fret 13. So it's like this. Okay? And then play the third string at fret 13 again for the next phrase. And then up onto the third string at fret 14. And then give that a pluck and slide up to fret 16. Okay, there we go. So just check the tab at the bottom of the screen if you're not sure, okay? So. Now, little finger onto the second string at fret 15, and make sure you're on fret 15. It's usually the one with the dot, okay? And then play, I'm using my third finger to play the fourth string at fret 14. And then play the third string at fret 12 with your first finger. And then put the middle finger onto the third string at fret 13. So that little phrase will be like this. And then the last phrase is the little finger on the first string at fret 16. Make sure you got the right fret. And then play the second string at fret 12. And then the second string at fret 14. And then the second string at fret 15. Okay, so yeah, you should be able to see my fingers on the guitar neck okay. Let me just run through that in slow motion. So let me demonstrate the whole main riff and the lead part, and really you just got to allow yourself to relax when you're playing it. It's not a complicated piece, there's not a lot to it, so don't be thinking in your mind that, oh, you know, should I be playing this strum up or down? Really relax, it doesn't matter. If it sounds cool, you're playing it right. It's a simple song, and just get into the feel of it. Don't worry too much about what the tab is, about what the downstrokes and upstrokes are. That's not what it's about. It's about making it sound cool. any way you can. Okay, now when I was playing, you saw me messing about a little bit. You saw me doing the... But you saw what I'm doing is not complicated. I don't need to explain that little thing I did to you. You can see what I did is simple. It's only a few notes. Enjoy it, experiment, play it in different ways, make different rhythms up yourself. Enjoy playing it. Thank you for joining me in this lesson. I'll see you soon in one of the other video guitar lessons. Goodbye.